There's a kind of tiredness that no amount of sleep can fix. You know it. You wake up and you're already tired. Not just in your body, but somewhere deeper. You do what needs to be done. You show up. You answer messages, handle responsibilities, keep it all moving. From the outside you look fine. Maybe people even say you're strong, reliable, mature. But inside, something feels heavy. Life feels like something you have to carry, not something you can simply live. And quietly, the question begins to form. What's wrong with me? Why am I so tired of everything? You might think you're broken. You might think you've failed. But what if the truth is much simpler? You're not broken. You're exhausted from holding yourself together. This exhaustion didn't start yesterday. It began years ago, maybe decades ago. The first time you felt you had to be strong when you wanted to cry. The first time you learned that other people's needs mattered more than your own. The first time you realized, if I don't hold everything, things will fall apart. Since then, you've been holding yourself in front of your family, holding yourself at work, holding yourself in relationships, holding yourself in front of friends so they don't worry. You have carried roles, expectations, secrets, responsibilities. And rarely, very rarely, have you been able to put them down. This is not a personal failure. It is a survival strategy. You did what you had to do. You stayed upright when falling apart didn't feel like an option. But survival has a cost. And that cost is the quiet exhaustion you feel now. For many years, being strong worked. It helped you survive difficult situations. It allowed you to keep going when others might have stopped. You learned to push down your feelings so you could function. Keep working even when your body begged for rest. Smile when your heart was tired. Say, I'm fine, when you weren't. And the world rewarded you. People said, you're so strong. I don't know how you do it. You always cope with everything. But there comes a moment, especially around midlife and beyond, when the strategy that once saved you starts to hurt you. The system is overloaded. The nervous system is tired. The soul is tired. It's not that you suddenly became weak. It's that your old way of being strong is no longer sustainable. You're not failing. You've simply reached the limit of an old pattern. There is tired, and there is something deeper. Tired is, I need a good night's sleep. Done is, I don't know how to keep doing this anymore. Tiredness lives in the muscles. Being done lives in the heart. You might find yourself saying, I just want everything to stop for a while. I'm not excited about anything. I feel flat, even when things are going well. That is not laziness. That is not ingratitude. That is not a sign that you are broken. It is the honest voice of a system that has been in holding mode for too long. Your being is not saying, "I want to give up on life." It's saying, "I can't keep living like this." There's a big difference. When this deep exhaustion appears, the mind reacts in the only way it knows. It turns it into a personal defect. I should be stronger. Other people cope better than me. I have no right to feel this way. I'm weak. But look at your life honestly. Look at everything you've carried. The responsibilities, the disappointments, the family dynamics, the health scares, the financial pressures, the emotional burdens no one ever saw. Is it really surprising that you're exhausted? Or is it completely understandable? If you saw another person carrying what you have carried, you would never call them weak. You would say, "It's a miracle you're still standing." Maybe it's time to speak to yourself with the same compassion. Part of your exhaustion doesn't come from what you do, but from who you feel you must be all the time. You have a role in almost every space you enter. At work, you know who you have to be. At home, you know who you have to be. With your family, you know who you have to be. Even alone, you carry an image of who you should be by now. Strong, capable, stable, productive, controlled. Holding that image in place every day is heavy. It's like holding a mask in front of your face for years. At some point, your arms begin to shake. And the most painful part? Very few people ever ask, "How are you without the mask?" Your body has its own story. It learned to stay alert, to be ready, to react. Maybe you grew up in a home where you had to be careful. Maybe your life was full of sudden changes, instability, or emotional tension. Maybe you always felt responsible for other people's moods. So your body adapted. Shoulders slightly tense, stomach slightly tight, breath a little shallow, always on, even when you lie down. This becomes your normal. But normal doesn't mean healthy. It means familiar. After many years like this, the nervous system doesn't know how to rest. Even in silence, it stays prepared. If you feel exhausted for no reason, this might be the reason. Your body has lived in emergency mode long after the emergency ended. There was a time when pushing through worked. You could force yourself. You could drink some coffee, get moving, distract yourself, keep going. You could ignore the discomfort and do what needed to be done. But now you may notice motivation doesn't respond to pressure. Your body reacts when you push too hard. Your emotions surface in unexpected ways. You feel closer to tears even when nothing is wrong. This is not a regression, it is a protection. Your system is saying, I will not let you abandon yourself like that anymore. When the old tools stop working, it is usually because a deeper intelligence is rising in you. It's easy to think, I used to manage everything and now I can't. I must be failing. But what if something very different is happening? What if the part of you that could manage everything was built on self-neglect, on ignoring your limits, on silencing your needs, on swallowing your emotions, on always being the strong one? You are not failing. You are outgrowing a version of yourself that survived by abandoning you. That version did a great job. It brought you here. Now life is inviting you into a new stage, one where you no longer have to carry yourself alone. There is a special kind of exhaustion that comes from feeling you can never clock out. Even when you're at home, you're on duty. Even on holiday, your mind doesn't rest. Even in moments of quiet, you're planning, fixing, anticipating. It's as if your life became a role, and you forgot how to simply be a person. You are the responsible one, the strong one, the one who always copes, the one who keeps it together. Roles are useful, but when you believe you are the role, you forget you have a self beyond it. No wonder you're exhausted. You have been performing for so long that the most radical thing now is to learn how to simply exist. Deep inside, there is often a silent fear. If I stop, I'll fall apart. If I let go, everything will collapse. If I rest, I'll never get up again. So you keep moving, you keep holding, you keep pretending that stopping is dangerous. But look closely at this fear. Is it true that you would fall apart forever? Or is it more true that you would finally feel what you've been carrying? Rest does not destroy you, it reveals you, and that can be scary, but it is not dangerous. The fear of falling apart is often the last defense of a tired ego. For most of your life, strength meant pushing through, staying silent, not showing weakness, taking on more than you could handle, never asking for help. But that version of strength is collapsing now. A new strength wants to emerge. It looks very different. Real strength is being honest about how you feel, knowing your limits, saying no when you've had enough, letting yourself rest without feeling guilty, allowing yourself to be human, not perfect. This kind of strength doesn't burn you out, it restores you. Something powerful happens when you stop fighting your exhaustion and finally say, "Of course I'm tired. Of course I feel this way. Look at everything I've been carrying." This is not self-pity. It is realism with compassion. Instead of, "What's wrong with me?" you ask, "What happened to me?" This simple shift opens a door. You move from judgment to understanding, from pressure to kindness. For the first time, Your tiredness is not a problem to fix, but a message to listen to. Your body has been treated like a worker, something that must perform, produce, endure. What if, for a moment, it became a place of rest? Try this even now as you listen. Notice the chair or bed or surface holding you. Feel how it supports your weight. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let your jaw soften. Let your belly loosen. For a few breaths, let something else hold you. Let the body receive instead of having to give. This is more than relaxation. It is a message to your entire being. You don't have to hold yourself every second. For a moment, you can be held. You don't have to change your whole life overnight. You can begin with small, quiet shifts. Once a day, even for 1 minute, practice putting down your role. Not forever, just for this moment. You might say silently, I don't have to be the strong one right now. I don't have to fix anything right now. I don't have to perform right now. For this 1 minute, you are not a parent, not a worker, not a partner, not a provider. You are simply a living, breathing presence. No one else needs to see it. No one else needs to understand it. This is your private revolution. Sometimes, when people finally stop and feel, another feeling arises. Grief. Grief for the years you spent carrying everything by yourself. Grief for the version of you that never had a safe place to rest. Grief for the moments when you needed comfort and gave yourself pressure instead. This grief is not a step backward. It's the heart catching up with reality. You might feel tears you can't explain. You might feel sadness for your younger self. Let it come. These tears are not weakness. They are a form of coming home to yourself. Many people live as if rest is a reward. If they work hard enough, fix enough, prove enough, then maybe they'll deserve a moment of peace. So they never really get there, because there's always something else to do. But rest is not something you earn. It is your natural state, buried under years of effort. You don't have to justify your need for peace. You don't have to present a list of achievements before you're allowed to exhale. You are worthy of rest, simply because you exist. Your mind might be afraid. If I stop trying so hard, I'm giving up. But there's a profound difference between giving up on life and laying down the way you've been carrying it. Giving up says, nothing matters. Laying it down says, my way of holding everything is breaking me. I need a different way. You are not abandoning life. You're abandoning self-cruelty. You are not withdrawing from responsibility. You are withdrawing from impossible expectations. There is a moment in many people's lives when the thing that once protected them becomes the prison. Holding it together got you through crises. Holding it together made you reliable. Holding it together helped others feel safe around you. But now, holding it together is the very thing keeping you from feeling alive. It stops you from crying when you need to. It stops you from asking for help. It stops you from admitting, this is too much. The problem is no longer your pain. The problem is the effort to keep that pain perfectly contained. What if, slowly, gently, you allowed a crack in the armor? You don't have to wait for a big life event to change. Inner freedom often begins with small acts of disobedience against the old inner dictator. When the voice says, "You must answer immediately," you pause and answer later. When the voice says, "You can't rest, there's too much to do," you close your eyes for 30 seconds. When the voice says, "You have to be okay for everyone else," you admit to yourself, "Right now, I'm not okay." These little rebellions weaken the old regime inside you. Bit by bit, you train your system to trust a softer way. When the constant strain begins to soften, something beautiful and unexpected can appear. You start to notice little things again. The taste of your coffee, the way light moves through a window, the sound of the wind outside, the warmth of water on your hands. These are not dramatic spiritual experiences. They are simple, quiet connections with life. And slowly you realize, I'm still here. Under all the effort, under all the roles, there is someone who can simply be. This is not a new person you have to create. It is the original one, the one who was there before you learned to carry the world. On the surface you feel tired, drained, worn out. But there is a deeper layer of you that has never been exhausted. Call it awareness, presence, being. The words don't matter. It is the part of you that notices the tiredness, the part that has watched you go through every chapter of your life, the part that is still here, quietly present even now. This deeper self is not tired. It does not carry roles. It is not holding itself together. It simply is. When you rest as this awareness, even for a few seconds, you experience a different kind of rest. Not just resting the body, not just resting the mind, but resting as what you truly are. Your external life may not change overnight. The same job, the same family, the same house, the same responsibilities. But something fundamental can change inside. You no longer demand the impossible from yourself. You notice when you are crossing your limits. You allow small moments of rest without guilt. You don't believe every voice that pushes you to prove yourself. The circumstances might be similar, but the weight of them changes. You are not carrying life in the same way. It's no longer sitting on your chest. You are walking with it, not under it. The peace that's emerging in you now is not the peace of a perfect life. It's not the peace of everything finally working out. It's not the peace of no problems, no responsibilities, no pain. It is a quieter, deeper peace. The peace of no longer abandoning yourself for others. The peace of no longer fighting your own feelings. The peace of no longer having to hold it together every second. It doesn't always feel like bliss. Sometimes it feels like soft honesty. Sometimes it feels like a slow exhale. Sometimes it feels like finally telling the truth, at least to yourself. But this peace is real. It's not built on illusion. It's built on the end of war with yourself. If you could sit with the most exhausted part of you, the part that has been holding everything for years, what would you say? Maybe it would be something like this. I see you. I know how long you've been carrying all of this. I know you did what you had to do. I'm not here to blame you. I'm here to help you put it down. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are not weak. You are a human being who has spent a lifetime holding yourself together in a world that rarely taught you how to rest. Now, slowly, gently, you are learning. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to stop forcing. You are allowed to exist without always performing. Life will continue. There will still be responsibilities. There will still be challenges. But from now on, you don't have to carry yourself the way you did before. You can let go a little. You can rest a little. You can breathe fully. And in that breathing, in that resting, you may discover something you haven't felt in a very long time. Not the excitement of doing more, but the quiet relief of finally being enough, exactly as you are, here, now.